Joining us from Chicago to discuss the case is Deborah D. Douglas. She's the Eugene S. Pulliam Distinguished Visiting Professor of Journalism at DePauw University, as well as the senior leader with the OpEd Project. Deborah, thanks so much for being with us. You wrote back in September, many black women know what it feels like to be over-policed and under-protected. Taylor's killing struck a particular chord for black women in America. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, it really broke open the false narrative of American exceptionalism and the fact that the humanity of black women, especially Breonna's, is often failed to be rendered in physical spaces or in narratives. And I call this depresencing. And by failing to reconcile with our experiences and what's really happening to us and lived experiences, that conversation flows into our policy, and it results in a lack of accountability for the things that happen to us or how we experience democracy in America.
Talk to me about that moment for you, for people like you, when the grand jury decided it wasn't going to pursue criminal charges, and where do those demanding justice now go?
Well, I'll start with where they go. Where they go is that they continue to agitate and they continue to speak up and they continue to support policies that address these issues. For example, expanding policies against no-knock warrants. They've addressed this in Louisville, but they're reconciling that in the state of Kentucky. And frankly, we need to have more uniformity in policing across the nation. So now that we've had a regime change, hopefully we can move towards that direction. And in terms of how it felt when that decision came down, I hate to sound cynical, but a lot of black women talked to me, or I saw a lot of posts by black women who said they weren't surprised. And it's really exhausting to live in this state of not being surprised when the state continues to sanction murder against you just because you exist.
Is there something uniquely American about all of this, the violence, the injustice, the racial component? I mean, this isn't a one-year mark, it seems. This seems to be a continuation of a long, ongoing narrative for the African-American community.
Yes, I mean, it's who we are, how we are, and why we are. And if we look at the nature of policing in this country, you have to really explore whether or not policing in black community is for the purpose of protecting us, or is it for the purpose of occupying us?
The anniversary of Taylor's killing happens as a jury in Minneapolis is being assembled over the killing of George Floyd at the hands of police there. Are you confident justice will prevail there?
We really can't know, can we? All we can do is to continue to make this a priority in the public conversation and make these issues of policing a priority at every level of government. This is something that is sort of like a long tail issue that we'll have to continue to address. And if you look at news reports, you'll see that political engagement has gone up in Louisville, and political engagement has gone up around the nation. And so I think that the black community is just vigilant and ready to engage and move these issues forward.